All right, get ready because today we're going deep, really deep, into the world of a true legend,
I'm excited.
Charlie Chaplin.
Huh?
But we're going way beyond the little tramp.
Mm.
You know, the wobbly cane, that mustache,
Yeah.
all those silent film moments we all know and love.
Oh, I love those.
We're going to look at Chaplin through a whole new lens,
Interesting.
the Enneagram,
Ooh,
specifically as a social seven.
the joyful idealist.
You got it. And trust me, you might be really surprised to discover just how much depth and purpose lies beneath those famous comedic performances.
I'm intrigued.
So, what's your take on how Chaplin embodies this social seven type?
It's pretty amazing, actually, how perfectly Chaplin embodies this type. I mean, social sevens are all about joy, optimism, and connection. But here's the thing.
What's that?
They're driven to use those very qualities to improve the world around them. It's not just about having a good time. It's about making a real difference. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And to guide us on this deep dive, we've got some fantastic material to work with.
Lay it on me.
Excerpts from Charles Chaplin, an Enneagram Social 7, the joyful idealist in service to humanity.
Sounds fascinating.
See, get ready to see how Chaplin's films, they go way beyond just slapstick and laughs. There's a whole other layer there.
Yeah, we often think of Chaplin as a comedic genius, and rightfully so.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, when you view his work through this social seven lens, you start to see how he actually used his platform to tackle social issues.
Correctly.
Head on, and often with incredible bravery, too. I mean, this guy was taking risks.
Wow. Let's jump right into it then. Modern Times, that 1936 masterpiece. When you first watched it, what struck you about how Chaplin tackles the themes of industrial capitalism?
I think what's so brilliant is how Chaplin uses the tramp's experiences to critique the dehumanizing aspects of factory work. We see the absurdity of the system through the tramp's resilience and kindness, even as he's caught in this really bleak reality. It's not a heavy-handed message, but it certainly makes you think.
It does, and it's not just about highlighting problems, is it? There's a distinct social seven approach to offering solutions.
Oh, absolutely. Take the tramp's bond with the orphan girl. In a world that's all about isolating individuals, Chaplin emphasizes human connection. It's like he's saying, hey, even in this crazy mechanized world, we can find solace and strength in each other.
Which really resonates with that social seven desire to spread joy and uplift others, right?
It does. And it's not just our interpretation. Our source material even quotes Chaplin as saying he aimed to serve humanity through joy and compassion.
Wow.
I mean, it perfectly sums up his approach to filmmaking and life, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. But he didn't shy away from directly challenging power structures either, especially in The Great Dictator, released in 1940.
Oh, the great dictator.
I mean, just imagine the guts it took to satirize Hitler and Nazi ideology when fascism was a very real threat. What do you think drove him to make a film like that?
Well, this is where that social seven courage really shines. I mean, it was a huge risk, no doubt. But for Chaplin, seeing injustice sparked a need to speak out against it. And social sevens often have this unwavering belief that positive change is possible no matter how daunting the odds.
Which makes me think about the potential backlash he might have faced.
Yeah.
Was The Great Dictator controversial when it was released?
It definitely was. Many people felt it was too soon, too sensitive a topic to be tackling. But for Chaplin, remaining silent wasn't an option. He used his platform to expose the cruelty of authoritarianism, but at the same time, championing human dignity and equality. I mean, it was a powerful statement, especially coming from a comedian.
And, oh, that incredible speech at the end gives me chills every time.
I know.
Pure social seven idealism.
It is.
This Jewish barber, mistaken for the dictator, makes this passionate plea for reason, for science, for a world where everyone can find happiness.
And our source material quotes a line from it that really gets me. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to the happiness of all. Such a powerful stuff.
He could have stuck with purely comedic films, right? But he felt a responsibility to address the darkness, to offer a vision for something better. He sacrificed those easy laughs for a much bigger message.
Yeah.
And that's a true social seven move, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It highlights Chaplin's commitment to using his art for a greater purpose. And it wasn't just about pointing out problems. It was about offering a solution, a path forward fueled by that inherent social seven optimism. They truly believe in the power of humanity to overcome even the toughest challenges.
So we've seen how Chaplin used humor to critique society and challenge oppressive power. But there's another layer to his work, which I think is really central to understanding him as a social seven. He consistently highlights the power of connection and resilience.
Oh, absolutely. His films are full of themes like kindness and the triumph of the human spirit, and that ties directly into the Social Seven desire to bring joy and relief to others, using connection as this incredible healing force.
Exactly. The Kid from 1921 is such a poignant example of this.
Oh, kid.
The tramp, adopting an abandoned child. It's such a beautiful portrayal of love and compassion in the face of hardship. What makes this film particularly stand out to you?
For me, I think it's that classic Chaplin blend of humor and pathos. He doesn't shy away from life's difficulties, but he always finds a way to bring in humor and tenderness, reminding us of the inherent goodness in people. And the way he balances those lighthearted moments with the very real struggles of poverty is masterful, really.
It's what makes his work so timeless, isn't it?
Hmm.
He speaks to those universal needs, connection, hope, resilience, and does it in a way that's both entertaining and deeply moving. What do you think Chaplin's intention was with a film like The Kid?
Hmm. I think he wanted to highlight those simple yet profound acts of human kindness. He wanted to remind us that even in the darkest of times, love and connection can prevail. The Kid is a perfect example of Chaplin using humor to uplift audiences, while acknowledging the very real challenges we face in life. It's a balancing act that Social Sevens seem particularly adept at.
So we've seen Chaplin's social commentary, his courage, his focus on human connection. But there's another facet of his social seven nature we need to discuss, his exploration of service and finding meaning as we age. And for that, we turn to Limelight, released in 1952.
Limelight.
Yeah.
Limelight feels incredibly personal. It's almost like Chaplin reflecting on his own life and career, his own search for purpose. He explores these themes through Calvero, an aging comedian who's battling irrelevance and self-doubt.
And then enters Terry, a young dancer who's lost her will to live. And it's in their dynamic that we see that Social Seven dedication to helping others take center stage.
Oh, absolutely. Calvero sacrifices his own well-being to rescue and mentor Terry. He sees her potential and dedicates himself to rekindling her passion. It's a beautiful parallel to Chaplin's own life, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. He used his art to inspire hope, address social concerns, and make a difference in the world. He found fulfillment in using his gifts for a purpose beyond himself. It's a key takeaway about Social Sevens, isn't it? That belief in the transformative power of helping others.
Absolutely. They find meaning and joy in serving something bigger than themselves. It's not about recognition or personal gain. It's about making a positive impact. And Chaplin's life and work perfectly illustrate this idea. He could have easily lived a life of pleasure and escapism. Instead, he chose to use his platform to advocate for social justice, challenge oppressive systems, and inspire hope.
It's truly inspiring. He managed to blend joy and idealism to create something incredibly meaningful and impactful. There's a real depth and thoughtfulness to his work that goes beyond simple entertainment.
Right. And what's interesting is that Chaplin embodies the complexities of a social seven. There's this inner struggle they often face, balancing their love of fun with their commitment to a greater good.
You see that so clearly in his films. They're this incredible mix of lightheartedness and serious social commentary. It's like he's constantly navigating that tension between wanting to bring joy to the world and wanting to make it a better place. Our source material even mentions Enneagram expert Claudio Naranjo, who describes social sevens as sacrificing indulgence for a higher ideal.
It's true. It's like they understand that true fulfillment comes from using their talents to serve something bigger. Chaplin's films are such a perfect example of that. They're hilarious, thought-provoking, and incredibly moving.
They really are. It's amazing how much depth and purpose we've uncovered simply by viewing Chaplin through this social seven lens. It makes you want to go back and rewatch all his films with a fresh perspective, doesn't it?
I agree. It's like we've been given a new set of glasses, allowing us to see the brilliance of his work on a whole new level.
Yeah, it makes you appreciate just how layered and meaningful his films really are. It's not just about the laughs, is it?
Not at all. That's what's so cool about this deep dive into Chaplin, you know?
Right.
Understanding him as a social seven, it just unveils these hidden depths we might have totally missed before. We're seeing his social conscience, his drive to actually make the world a better place.
All coming through his art.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder, was he like consciously aware of these motivations, or was it all just like this intuitive expression of his personality?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And, it kind of speaks to a larger point about the Enneagram in general.
What's that?
This isn't just about Chaplin, this is about us recognizing these patterns in ourselves and everyone around us.
Well, I like that.
We can use this knowledge to better understand why people do the things they do, why they're drawn to certain causes, why they express themselves in certain ways. It's fascinating stuff.
It really is. I mean, that's what I love about the Enneagram. It's like this key to unlocking human behavior. Right? We're not just analyzing Chaplin. We're using him as this case study to understand this broader archetype, the social seven.
Exactly. And by grasping the motivations and desires of this type, I mean, we can start to see the world differently. We can recognize these same patterns in others, historical figures, even in fictional characters. Adds a whole new dimension to our understanding of people.
It's like you get a superpower.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, so let's say someone listening to this right now is starting to see some of these social seven qualities in themselves. What's the next step? How can they use this knowledge to make a positive impact? Like, what would you tell them?
Well, here's where it gets really interesting. The Enneagram, it isn't just about self-discovery, it's about growth and transformation. Once you understand your type, you can start leveraging your strengths, and working on your weaknesses.
So for a social seven, that might mean finding ways to channel their natural optimism and enthusiasm into like meaningful action.
Precisely. It's about finding that sweet spot where your passions and a greater purpose intersect. Think about what lights you up, what really gets you excited, and then ask yourself, how can I use this to make a difference?
Yeah, I mean, Chaplin's life is such a powerful example of that,
Yeah.
right? He took something he loved, making people laugh, and used it to shine a light on injustice, to champion human dignity, to inspire hope in a world that, I mean, desperately needed it.
Exactly. And that's what we can all learn from Chaplin, regardless of our Enneagram type. We all have unique gifts and talents. And, well, it's up to us to find ways to use them for good.
I love that. It's not about trying to be Chaplin
Right.
or being a social seven or whatever. It's about recognizing that potential within ourselves to make a difference, however big or small.
Right. And remember, you don't have to be a world-famous comedian to make an impact. I mean, Chaplin started small, but his dedication to his craft, his unwavering belief in the power of laughter, it led him to create a legacy that continues to inspire us today.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So as we kind of wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave our listener with something to really think about.
Okay.
What are your talents and passions? What brings you joy? And how could you channel those things to make a difference, even in small ways? It could be volunteering your time, donating to a cause you believe in, or simply speaking out against injustice. I mean, every bit counts.
It really does. And remember, like Chaplin, you don't have to tackle the world's biggest problems to make a difference. Small acts of kindness and generosity can have a huge ripple effect, creating positive change in your community and beyond.
It's true. This deep dive has been so eye-opening for me. I feel like I have this newfound appreciation for Chaplin and his work.
Yeah, me too.
It's like we were given this whole new lens to see things with more clarity and depth. Makes you wonder, what other insights could we uncover if we applied this lens to other historical figures or even, ourselves?
That's the exciting part. It's an ongoing journey. The more you learn about the Enneagram, the more you discover about yourself and the people around you. It's a never-ending process.
Well, I'm definitely inspired to keep exploring. I hope our listeners feeling the same.
Me too.
Wow. It's amazing how just shifting your perspective, looking through this Enneagram lens can completely change how you see someone like Chaplin.
Yeah.
I don't think I can watch his films the same way again.
Right. It's like we've uncovered this whole other dimension to his work, I mean, we always knew he was a comedic genius, but now we're seeing, the depth of his social conscience, his desire to make the world a better place, and it's all there in those iconic films.
And it all comes back to those core motivations of the social seven, doesn't it? That drive to spread joy, connect with others, and then use those very qualities to serve something bigger than themselves.
Yeah.
It's really inspiring.
It is. And what I find so interesting is how Chaplin, how he managed to blend those seemingly disparate elements, like the joy and the social commentary, all so seamlessly.
Right.
His things are entertaining and thought-provoking and so often deeply moving, all at the same time.
Yeah. He really found that perfect balance, didn't he?
He did.
He never sacrificed the entertainment value, but he also never shied away from tackling these important issues.
Exactly. And that's something we can all learn from, really. Whether we identify as a social seven or not, we can all try to find that sweet spot where our passions connect with a greater purpose,
Right.
It's about infusing everything we do, our work, relationships, even everyday interactions, with meaning and intention.
And Chaplin's life really highlights that.
It does.
He took something he loved, making people laugh, and turned it into this powerful tool for social change. He didn't just entertain, he inspired, he challenged, he made people think.
And it's like this great reminder that you don't need some grand world-changing mission to make a difference.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the small, everyday acts of kindness and generosity, even courage that can create the biggest ripples.
It's like that quote, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah,
Chaplin really embodied that.
he did.
He didn't just talk about making the world a better place. He did it through his art, his actions, and his unwavering optimism.
And I think that's why his work still resonates with us so much today.
I agree.
There's this timelessness to those themes. Connection, resilience, hope. They just transcend generations.
They do. So for anyone listening, if you're feeling a little lost or discouraged, I really recommend just revisiting some of Chaplin's films. Let that humor lift your spirits, let his humanity inspire you, and let his unwavering belief in the good in people remind you that there's always hope, even when things feel dark.
And who knows? You might just find yourself tapping into your own inner social seven. Find that unique way to spread a little joy.
Connect with others.
Make your own little corner of the world a bit brighter.
That's a beautiful thought to end on.
Huh.
This has been such a fascinating and really rewarding deep dive into the world of Charlie Chaplin. Thanks for joining us today.
It's been a pleasure.